Women are just so dumb sometimes. They always constantly come on the internet asking why men this, why men that, why do they don't like me anymore, why don't they approach me, why did he break up with me? It's like, girls, why are you so confused that you're just miserable beings that men don't really want to deal with?
Okay, so I got dumped again. Shocker. I know, we all know. You're probably thinking, Jill, are you the problem?
Yes.
That would be crazy, so let's not even think that. But actually, this guy was perfect for me for one reason. And the one reason was that he was very low maintenance and didn't require much attention. And it was just gonna be like it was like I knew we didn't have a future, but I was like, oh, like we could be nice to each other for the summer. But odds are, if you are like keeping someone on the back burner, they're probably also keeping you on the back burner. I know, it's so humbling. I was like, I don't understand how he even had time.
So he treated you the way you treated him. Oh.
To see other people, but like realistically, we weren't even really hanging out. I was just using him for like that emotional support background.
Right, so heaven forbid a woman ever actually looks at herself to see if maybe she is the problem. Because usually when they say they're not the problem, they typically are the problem.
True.
I mean, lady, it doesn't hurt to take a look and just see, hey, am I being a problem? But yeah, he had options and she knew it. So what does she say? Well, he was keeping her on the back burner, so she's saying, well, of course I'm keeping him on my back burner, even though it sounds like this is probably somebody that she actually wanted to have commit to.
I'm glad you knew, Red. I'm glad you knew. Like, this is why it's nice to have women speak sometimes, because they understand women a little bit more through their little, corpse and things like that. So you hear it.
To her. But the thing is, a lot of times these women don't understand that just because they can get the guy to sleep with her doesn't mean they can get him to commit. And so this is the one thing that these women can't control, and it messes with them. So what do we...
That's right, because we are in control of relationships. As much as women really think their cat's gonna get them a relationship, it isn't. Their cat's gonna get them dick. That's all their cat's gonna get.
Women do to control this, they just say, well, I had him on the back burner too, just like he did.
Of course.
And then they continue with the situationship, hoping that eventually he'll commit, but he doesn't. And in the meantime, she uses the rest of her roster to use for her dates.
Yep.
And then they wonder why they hit 30 and they're single. I wonder why.
But still, I was...
Damn, she gave us the game on that one. This is how a lot of modern women operate.
Like...
They yearn and chase after the Chad and just use and abuse all the other simps around them. This is why you have to pay attention.
It's humbling to realize that I'm not his first choice. Even though he wasn't mine. But... I mean, I feel like right now I'm my first choice. Like, this sounds so bad. I would say he's like number 2 on my roster, but it's because I'm number 1. And I also just wouldn't put him as number 1 because like I wasn't gonna date him. But I really liked having him around for those 2 weeks.
You notice how she just outed herself there by just fully admitting that she has a roster?
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact, having a roster itself is a big red flag. What disturbs me is just the fact that these women just talk about it like it's a shopping list.
Yeah, they act like it's just extra clothes they have.
Like it's nothing out of the normal. When women have the roster, they also just tell each other that it's such a normal thing, but when men do it, it's seen as this horrible thing. Women like to make up the rules that only men should follow, and then get upset when men don't follow the rules that these women made up. I mean, not that she seems to care anyway, so.
I don't know if anyone can relate to this, but I've been single for a really long time, and I always have guys asking me like, oh, how's a girl like you single? Like insinuating like I shouldn't be. And I'll tell you why I'm still single. Because my standards are, at this point, they're through the roof. Like, good luck meeting them.
They really think standards is just something that they put on other people. Like, they really think standards is what they put on other. No, standards is what you put on yourselves.
I mean, I require reciprocated energy, good communication, meaningful conversation that's not just how was your day, respect of my time, actually treating me like you value me as a person and that you can actually bring something positive into my life.
So no one has ever valued you as a person. Shocker.
It's really a lot. Like, it's rough out here. I need to lower my standards.
Yes, you do. You do need to lower your standards, lady. Okay, cool, but what I'm hearing is just a bunch of me.
Yep.
It's all about me. What are you actually going to offer in return? Because your standards are up here, but I'm not hearing anything about what you're going to do to come level with those standards. It's very easy for a woman to have to lower her standards. For example, she gains weight, she has to lower her standards. The more your attitude turns into a bad attitude, you gotta lower your standards. If you have a high
Fake anything. Lower standards.
body count, your standards should automatically go to 0. Maybe just stay home at that point.
Yeah.
You gotta
Agreed.
look at the value you bring, ladies, before you start telling men what they need to do. I mean, this probably isn't even her bare minimum because it doesn't even include physical traits. It's almost comical when these women just expect all these things, but they have nothing to offer.
They never do. All they it's I'm the table. Like, so you're the relationship. Congratulations. You can be in the relationship by yourself.
There's nothing about what they'll do. And the amount of videos I see where it's what I want, this is what I need, this is what I have to have, this is the bare minimum. But there's nothing about, well, look, this is what I have to offer. Ladies, the only thing you think you have to do is work on your looks and everything will go fine. But the thing is, we women, we just age. And a lot of times, what you're spending on looks is not even what the guys want. I mean, maybe some,
True.
but for the most part, most of them don't care about the heavy makeup, the bear claws, the heavy eyelashes.
Hey. They're raptor claws. Get it right, Red. Come on. Or is it bear claws? They do like the bear.
Extensions, all these things that are just, when you take it off, it's a whole different person. I know a lot of women say it's for themselves or it's for other men, but let's be real. I think it's more just to fit in with other women. A lot of women just have this mentality. They have to do what the other women do.
Yep.
And so if that includes having to spend $2,000 a month on your looks, that's what it is.
I cannot stress this enough. Men are not worth settling for in any circumstance, any way, shape, or form.
Yet you still make a lot of videos talking about this.
It's not worth it. Like, we're so indoctrinated to believe that, like, we have to get married, we have to, like, aspire.
No one's indoctrinated to any of that. Everyone seems to think that they're going to be alone and single for the rest of their life. What are you talking about?
To, like, having a relationship, having a man in our lives. Like, the goal shouldn't be to get married. The goal should be to be happy. So if a man in your life is not making your life better, easier, happier, more enjoyable, like, there's no reason he should be in your life.
It's funny to me that it's always these feminists that talk about how women are indoctrinated to basically just raise children, get married, when it's actually, in fact, the absolute opposite of that. It's almost like they've been indoctrinated to say they've been indoctrinated to do that, when in fact,
She's right. It's so true.
it's actually the opposite.
Correct.
Because it's definitely the opposite of what is happening. If a woman ever puts her family before her happiness, she
She's
just
a
gets
pick me.
shamed by the rest of the women.
At least when men settle for a partner, they get like a personal assistant, a house manager, a nanny, a chef, a therapist. What do women get when we settle for a man that treats us like less than the way that we want to be treated? We get emotionally, physically, mentally drained.
Right, you're sitting in your comfortable house made by men, filming with your camera made by men, talking about how you don't need men. Oh, wonderful. How fitting.
And how draining we are. Right.
I mean, if we're going in that direction, men can hire someone to do all of these things.
Yeah, prostitute, maid, cook.
It's not like you have some special skill by folding laundry. It's nothing.
A goddess never fears losing anyone because she knows every time she goes through a breakup, she upgrades. She gets clear energy, stronger intuition, more self-love, opportunities that were being blocked because of the wrong person, more self-worth, divine protection, new timelines that move faster. She's more magnetic. She's more abundant. Goddess does not lose people. She loses her limitations.
Girls, I can't. You gotta knock off calling yourself goddesses. What are we? Like, what are we doing here? I personally think women should get scared when they're older and their options are running out. It's not a fun thing if that's what your goal is to eventually settle down. The thing is, the older we get, it doesn't matter. Men are automatically going to assume that we have a high body count for the most part. Because typically women will lie about their body count. So if you're...
Typically people sleep with more people as they age. That's also a very common thing too. And it's very common to think that.
30, you're going to be assumed to have a higher body count than 20, even if you don't. And at 40, obviously, your body count's through the roof. If you're doing what most women are doing, which is just not settling down, having multiple dates at once, going out on dates 5 days a week with different men.
I remember, it's the limit's 5. After 5, they're screwed.
You know, that's not really dating with intention, and more than likely at that point you're going to end up alone. And going on TikTok and talking about how perfect you are without any self-reflection is not going to help in the long run. In fact, it's just going to harm you. You might see yourself as a perfect goddess, but it doesn't mean the men see you that way. I guess there will always be a simp somewhere that'll take you, but do you really want that? But for the most part, women go through their whole lives talking about how perfect they are, work on nothing but their looks, and then complain and wonder where all the guys went.